Hmm. Good morning, beautiful people. Um, really good to be back with you. Hope you enjoyed your Memorial Day. I just want to take a moment to say a little shout out to those beautiful beings that sent cards and made offerings and sent gifts um, for whatever or for birthday. Much appreciated. And they're kind of dotting around the house. Some of those cards and offerings. So thank you very much. Wow. I wish we were all sitting in a room together and having our time together and just having a sit down discussion because there's just so much that has been moving through. I'm sure your individual stratospheres, certainly mine. Um, when we talk about structure and up leveling and the divine feminine and bringing through this energy that we've been working with now really for 5 months, divine feminine, um, bringing it through and creating those aspects of the divine feminine as waveforms and moving those frequencies through our through our field, through our what we call the day, what we call the week. I'm not so attached to time anymore, although I'm certainly have to abide by it in my practice, but there's an up leveling afoot. And sometimes here's what happens. When you have an up leveling, anything that's got a little weak around the bones uh, demands attention. And so literally around our household, we had at least 8 things, including water, power, uh, air conditioning, gas, I mean, the whole thing. And to top it off, of course, we had to have a beautiful skunk episode with the 2 dogs and rugs and things like that. So, prepare for the worst, but always expect the best and know that when you're going through challenges or you're going through things that are elbowing you or testing you, if you can bring those I ams through, even if it's for 1 minute a day, you're in there. You are in there. You are really helping to move this energy. So we're shifting. We're shifting here. We're really working with those I am divine feminines, and I really, if you haven't already watched the video that I created for all of you on the actual full moon of Vesak, so it's the full moon of May, which is not Taurian at that moment. It was Gemini. Listen to it, watch it, because that feminine presence came through in the most beautiful way. Oh my gosh. It just stayed with me for a while. It stayed with me for the remainder of the day. And what I would say, and thank you all for just showing up. It's so lovely to see, there's so and so, there's so and so. Thank you so much for your presence with our grand experiment. So, what I'm noting here is that I really tune in. What is my I am for the day or the week? And feeling into that. And I'm really devoted to how it feels in my body. I'm gonna tell you a little story real quickly here. As you know, I play tennis. It's serves me on many levels. And the interesting thing about tennis is it really holds a very masculine thing, which I hold to be competition. I think competition is that drive and that intent to do well. And the patriarchy's, number one rule is don't lose, don't lose. And so I was in a situation where, hadn't slept enough and wasn't playing well and, quote unquote, losing. And so I took that moment just to go in the corner to retrieve a ball and to look at it and okay, what? It's my what? And what I was working with last week was I am mystery, which is a very profound and deep resonance to even put your little toe into. And what I heard so distinctly, it's so beautiful how these sentences just come through. And is it from the quantum? Is it from the divine feminine? Is it from the spirit of all beings? Is it, my highest and most sacred self? It doesn't matter to me because when I hear these things, I know they're accurate. And what I heard is that the divine feminine the I ams must be felt. They have to be felt in your body. Now, it's a little hard to feel what the mystery is because who the heck knows what the mystery is? But in that moment, I paused and I felt it wave through my body. Now, it's really easy, relatively easy, to feel I am love because we've felt that for others. We felt that for nature. We felt that for animals, our loved ones. That's the easy one. So go to that one. If you're really stuck, go to I am love because you can feel that. And we've also, delved into the 3, 5, and 7 love, right? Love, 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 love. And somehow what that does is that reprograms the brain to the here and now, to the oneness, to the itness. But when you're, and I'm going to say experimenting, I think it's a good word. When you're experimenting with I am trust, which has a connotation of surrender, surrendering to the I am, gotta feel it. You gotta feel it. And in that feeling of it and that surrendering into surrender, surrendering into I am trust, there's something in your physiology that goes, so it's not just an emotional feeling, it's a physiological feeling. And the cells understand those intonations. They understand those projected thoughts to create a resonance. So, what I also want to share with you, and I believe you all know this, there's a lot going on in the world, and it's easy to have emotional feelings about what's going on and then create a judgment. And certainly we can make observations like, wow, what that person did, is illegal, or really it's better that, people drive with seatbelts on, for instance. It causes fewer deaths. So there's a difference between observation and judgment. And we've been through that order thing we observe. So just as a reminder, again, I'm going to go back to Nicole Whitaker. She's like, the moment you judge, you shift out of your I am. It just happens. And if you're around someone who's judging, of course, then you have to be careful not to judge them, but you can just get quiet and listen to their bigger story. And I'm also reminded of something that one of my teachers here in Santa Barbara said, everybody always does the best they could, or else they'd do better. Meaning people who are engaging in activities that are unsavory or that don't feel good to you, or actually have that resonance of hate in it, something happened to them. And no, you can't necessarily change it. You can't help them necessarily, but sometimes by being that presence, you can shift the energy in the room, and you can maybe offer a kind word like, well, I learned that everybody's always doing the best they could, or else they'd do better. And you just, with a kind thought. So these are just rolling observations to help us all remember how we're going to navigate through this week ahead, right? How we're going to navigate. So now we're thinking about this these sacred laws, and I believe when I was in Sedona, I kind of related to, because we started our new adventure when I was in Sedona. So much happened, and at some point I'll share more what happened in Sedona. But 35 years ago, I started bringing through these, the book of unfoldment, and with so many directive resonances to help guide individuals in their path to accelerating their evolution. And I believe that you all are in acceleration mode. You just are. No matter what I would say or do, you're there. You're in accelerated evolution. That's how it is. To check in, you're going to go, yeah, I am. And you probably, none of you, I know you couldn't stop if you tried now. It wouldn't stop. That force, that evolutionary force, you're aligned with it. So anything that I say is just a little tick. It's a little reminder to all of us. And I want to say, hey, y'all are showing up. Y'all are showing up. It's when we're here, when we're gathered together, it's different. There's more energy, and there's more energy for you. There's more energy for the group, but that other people are here, that energy is coming through you in a different way. So thanks for making the effort. Love, love, love. So let's just drop into this one. Remember the essence of all that you are. So isn't that what we're going through? A remembrance. So a little share here. I started out in interacting in this universe, to my estimation, billions of years ago. And there's a story that goes with that. And when I was at Sedona, I really, really started putting together the pieces. And I'm going to tell you that a lot of you have not always been Earthlings. You've been in other planes of existence, or other planetary systems, other star systems. That's just how it is. If you're here and listening to this, you're not a newbie. You're not a new soul. I'm just telling you. Otherwise, you would have clicked off to this, what we're doing here a long time ago. So, now I'm starting to remember how I got into this universe, and I'm having flashbacks to things I've already remembered. And when I was in Sedona, a lot of the pieces came together. And so I chose this particular remember the essence of all that you are before all that happened. And I'm looking at it going, wow, that's perfect timing. And so we're gonna do a little meditation today. We're gonna be guided in it. I think, instead of doing three, I think we're gonna do this one. I think we're gonna do a little journey today. But I'm gonna share this one remembrance. So I had a number of things happen before I went to Santa Fe, while I was in Santa Fe. And I'm finally getting my Quantum Whisper website together. So I'm gonna start putting my blogs on there. Definitely these videos are going to be on there, but I'm going to put some blogs on there so you can have, something to read when you're just having a little hankering. So in this, I did a journey there. And while I was journeying in Sedona, I flashed back to what the information I had gotten before and during Santa Fe, which was that I had 5 lifetimes in Arcturus, a very strong relationship with Arcturus. And I came there as an alien. And then I was there during 2 very immense galactic wars. And then I actually sadly made a mistake in my participation in that had consequences. And so I came back again to see what I could do. And so worked through all of that, my 4th lifetime there. And then I became part of the community. Do you remember last time we had collaborate? I brought all of my gifts into the soup. Everybody else brought their gifts. The war, the galactic, whatever that was complete. Everybody backed off, went into their, all right, let's just be in our own evolutionary path. And the 5th time there, they went 6D. They went crystalline. Oh my God. And to have that memory, I mean, I could start crying. To have that memory of what it was like. And there wasn't a question of love. Would you like or love something? It just, that was the resonation. Everybody had put everything into the upleveling, upgrade, upleveling. Everybody had put their energy into it. I don't sense that there was a catastrophe. I haven't felt into that yet. And I don't sense that there was a time split. But Arcturus in essence wasn't as dense. This place is really dense. It's an experiment in density. Could beings actually exist on these things that are moving around in the universe? I know that there are definitely many, many other reality civilizations, but I don't know if there's any that have green trees and blue water. Haven't seen it. I think it's all different. So this journey, what I'm saying about this journey is going through this universe. And I mean, I honestly believe I had over 100 different existences as an alien in some kind of expression, an alien to that expression. And it was not random at all. There was a very particular path of destiny that I followed as a singular being called into this universe to serve. Singularity is the word, called in. And so some who are being called in are higher resonant beings. Some are singularity, some are avatars. Some are beings capable of accelerating very quickly and holding avatar frequency. And part of what I was told to do is to bring this Crystallis code avatars. Those frequencies have been here. They have been actually there and have come through in different ways. Now's the time. There's enough up-leveled frequency available to us that we can bring through those avatar frequencies. And so if you're not accustomed, if you're not aware of that, then we need to tune you into your avatar frequency. And I have a manual and I have cards that one can use in combinations. And that's another story. We'll go into that another time. That said, the journey has gotten you here right now, right here, right now, right here, right now. I mean, wow. Just our short journey alone has been absolutely incredible. Has it not? So think today for us, we're going to do a meditation here, and we're going to be guided We're going to be guided. This is one of the divine sacred laws that have come through from superconsciousness to guide these beings here, these beings manifesting as human, or maybe these beings manifesting just in human form. There's all kinds of possibilities here. So I'm going to have you close your eyes and shift into your breathing. And I'm going to invite you to go into I am essence. I am essence. And say that several times to yourself. And you're going to drift through your body, all the way down your central channel, all the way to your, a little above your root chakra. And that's your atom, your key essence atom. That's your key resonation of essence. And when you find that, it's like it's a little buzz, it's a little tingle, it's a pulse. It's a pulse. And I'm going to go to each one of you now and tap that pulsing essence. There you go. Very good. And I'm going to ask you to remember yourself as a very ancient essence. There, good. And pulse that. And it also helps to nod your head a little bit. Like, aha, aha. So there's a remembering, but more important, acknowledgement and honoring of this ancient lineage. And we speak of ancient in terms of time. And then we remember there is no time. So we collapse it all, that awareness, all that you've accumulated in awareness. We're bringing it through to right now. And there might be some heaviness there. Quite often there's a heaviness that comes with the ancient lessons, the witnessing of the journey, not only of you through consciousness, but this universe, its journey. Its journey. And your participation as you were called by Source. So honoring the pulse, bringing the pulse forward to this moment. Strengthening it. Gift it to yourself. Gift your ancient self to this moment. There you go. And just for a moment in our sacred circle here, we honor ourselves as the ancient ones. We honor ourselves as, shall we say, an ancient council. Now, here's the interesting part. Think about your root chakra and think about your tailbone. And move your tailbone behind you. Just imagine it shifting behind you and opening a door. The door at the very bottom of the central channel. And into our ancient essence of remembering all that you have been in and out of time. We now invite the divine feminine into, as a waveform, into all that we have been. And this will be healing. This will be nurturing and soothing so that all struggles through this ancient paradigm will be effused with Divine Mother, the most ancient of divine feminine expressions. And let her now up-level you. And as she does, these precious, beautiful, gorgeous waveforms, rose pink, white, gold, a little tinge of this beautiful iridescent blue. Let that all come through and massage any resonations, even if you are unable to define them. That would inspire doubt or I'm going to say self-doubt or even self-deprecation, any of that, that this is now moving through the ancient structure that has gotten you here, ancient path, the ancient destined unwinding, unfolding of your consciousness. And you may feel that you can guide her. Now, she is available to pulse with you. Pulse with your essence, ancient and present. And you may feel a purification, a flooding of this beautiful white. And then say to yourself and to Divine Mother, whatever is to be resolved, I am willing, able, and ready to resolve. If there's any leftover resonances, just nod your head and say, let's do it. Let's take care of this. Let's solve it, resolve it, and then evolve it, right? Mm. And this is where it becomes very important. As you release whatever is rising, you immediately replace it with that crystalline love. And by doing so, you are co-creating, as we did in Arcturus, this crystalline reality that is emerging. Beautiful. Now what is appearing is the lotus flower. It's blooming up through us. 8 petals. Harmonic and resonant. And divine mama says, great work, ancient ones. And she wants me to tell you she has known you in many different formats and will continue to track with you and with us in our and on our blessing journey through structure, density, reality, up leveling, evolving, and when we can, uplifting others. And so it is, and so it shall be. Have a blessed cavalcade of moments to follow. All is well. Namaste.